Welcome back to this Lady Sunday Talk Show here on the Arise News Channel. Now let's go to the United States. First Lady Melania Trump's parents were sworn in as US citizens in New York City on Thursday, and they obtained their citizenship through the chain migration process that President Donald Trump wants to end. The parents had been sponsored by their daughter, and then once they had the green card, they then applied for citizenship when they were eligible. Their attorney, Michael Wooders, told the New York Times. This seems a little contradictory, considering how President Trump and his congressional allies have fought to slash a number of ways for U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents to sponsor family members to come to the United States. Prof, this looks like hypocrisy, double standards, President Trump cutting controversy. Do as I say, don't do as I do. What do you think? Do
as I say, but not as I do.
As my parents did.
Should be credited to Victor Owaifo, exported to the US. We can look at it hypocritically, but we can also look at it otherwise. What Donald Trump is against is illegal immigration. Donald Trump has not come up explicitly to say he is vehemently opposed to people who want to come in through the normal procedure. There are regulations. There is no way I will ever support any government in Nigeria to allow movement of people, inflow of people to Nigeria, even within the framework of the ECOWAS Protocol of Free Movement and Right of Establishment. You can come to Nigeria and establish, but please, for God's sake, go through the normal procedure. So that point, at least, should be credited and appreciated at the level of Donald Trump. But the other way of looking at it, where it becomes a sort of hypocrisy, is this. And that hypocrisy itself should be considered at its limited level. Now, the children, all right, invited the parents following due process. Nobody can fault that. That one is acceptable. Many Nigerian parents, 80-year-old, 90-year-old people, they are in the US on the basis of the fact that their children with their green card now have been invited. So if we look at it from that angle, it's okay. But the other aspect that I know is on the mind of Ruben is this. You have a Ruben.
You are not a mind reader.
Yes, physiognomy allows for that. Physiognomy allows for that. Your mind is that, look, we have a Donald Trump, all right, who considers immigrants as major sources of America's problem. And now you are bringing your in-laws, one way or the other, who also are immigrants. The challenge for researchers now is to ask, in which way is your own immigrant, your own in-law, more of a blessing?
His parents.
His parents, yes.
Even his own parents.
Yes, precisely. Now, more of a blessing than more of a burden.
Modely, let me come to you. He has touched on the point. But I think with Donald Trump, what cannot be excused, I see Prof trying to assist him, is racism. Because in this issue of immigration, Donald Trump, President Trump has said certain persons from certain shithole countries, including Haiti and including Nigeria,
and they want Norwegians,
are not welcome in the United States.
People from Norway.
So the issue is not really about due process.
Yes.
It's racism. The man took it to the extent of racism. But what do you think? And I mean, it's not as if his in-laws are from any fantastic country in Europe. And America, in any case, is a country of immigrants.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I asked Modele the question.
I think
no, you go first.
You know, I really don't see what the fuss is about this particular citizenship.
Well, it's about principle, it's about integrity, isn't it?
But it's been something that's been in the process before this administration.
Yeah, because it takes a long process.
It takes a long process.
Before you can do it.
It takes a long process before you can get your green card and then become an American citizen. It's not like it started only when Trump became president a year and a half ago, you know. So if this had been in the process and it is now actualized and they now have their citizenship. No, they had their green card before the citizenship.
Yes.
Good luck to them. Okay, the point to now, the other point you're talking about is whether he's racist or not. I think President Trump is racist. There have been a lot of things that can allow us to come to that conclusion, but really, for me, I think we should just work more on. He should work more on the relationship between the American citizens themselves, because there's a lot of division. It's not just the fact that there's division between Democrats and Republicans. It's that there's division between blacks and whites and Latinos, and that is not healthy for the country. There is a lot of division, and it is being wrought by his actions, his utterances, the way he carries on. His very body language.
His comments on Twitter.
His comments on Twitter. His body language. So that he should look at. What is good for America? If the Americans think that there should be more immigrants coming in, I think they will vote someone in that would...
Most of the people there, almost everybody is an immigrant.
Almost everybody is an immigrant. So if they feel strongly about this, the midterm elections are there for them to vote more people that would follow there, that would make sure that their views are heard. And then the general elections are around just about another 2-3 years, and
your
they can vote more.
explanation is quite good. You see, when we talk about citizenship, especially at the level of the United States, you graduate,
yes,
you begin as a permanent resident. Mm-hmm. They also talk about being a national. A national does not have the same attributes as a citizen. So in this case, we need to differentiate between the person of Donald Trump being a racist. There's no disputing that, and I agree with you. But when we want to consider racism as a dynamic for the conferment of the status of a citizen, that is where we may disagree. Because the process, as we have rightly pointed out earlier on, does not begin just today.
Anyway, let me listen to Teriva's view on this.
Right.
He's been trying to say something.
Yeah, the first point I think that was made in the introduction is that if this is good for Melania's parents,
yeah,
why deny others? You know, so this is an arrangement that's been in place that your wife, who herself is an immigrant, her parents are benefiting from it. Why do you want to stop it? And the question of whether it's about legal or illegal immigrants, I think Mr. Trump is opposed to both. He wants to stop legal immigration in some cases, and he is using illegality of illegal status of some immigrants in some cases. So he is intolerant of illegal immigrants in spite of opposition from some of the states, that America is founded on liberty, that some of these illegal immigrants are refugees. They are running away from danger elsewhere. That's how America is built on.
It's the new world.
So they don't see anything. They don't think that because they're illegal immigrants, you should expel them. Then particularly when Mr. Trump began to name countries where people should not come from, whether they are legal or not legal, it's to us that it's not about, he just has that hatred for immigrants, you know, forgetting that his own parents, you know, his wife,
he's confronted
now his wife's parents
with his own
are
irony.
all immigrants.
Yeah.
But as you said, he is tolerant of immigrants from particular parts of the world,
yeah,
and intolerant of immigrants from some parts of the world, or from some religion, in part, you know, he mentioned.
Makes his position discriminatory.
That's right. It's
and unprincipled
it's
and
divisive.
hypocritical.
That's right.
We'll take another short break here on the Zelai Sunday Talk Show. When we return, we'll be sharing updates from the dispute between Canada and Saudi Arabia. Don't go away.